Korean DMZ 1953. Private First Class Helen Martinez watched a little Korean girl dig through garbage looking for food. 7 years old, skinny, desperate. Helen had one chocolate bar left, her last piece of home. She gave it to that girl. Didn't think twice, just gave it. The girl smiled, bowed, ran away. Helen never saw her again, but she never forgot that smile. 60 years later, Helen learned that small acts of kindness never disappear. They just wait to come back. Helen taught fifth grade at Lincoln Elementary in Detroit, had been teaching for 32 years. Same school, same grade, same passion. She was 78 years old now. Most teachers her age had retired decades ago. But Helen couldn't stop. Teaching was her life. The kids were her purpose, especially the ones who struggled, the ones who came to school hungry, the ones whose parents worked 3 jobs, the ones who needed someone to see them. Helen saw them all. November 2019. Helen noticed something about Marcus. 10 years old, quiet kid, smart, always paid attention, but he'd stopped eating lunch. For 2 weeks straight, Marcus sat alone at lunch. No food, just water. Helen watched him. 3rd week she approached. "Marcus, honey, where's your lunch?" "Forgot it," he said, not looking at her. "Again?" "Yeah." Helen knew that look. The shame, the pride, the lie to cover up hunger. She'd seen it 1,000 times in 32 years. After school, she followed Marcus, watched him walk to a rundown apartment complex, saw him go inside. She waited, then knocked on the door. A woman answered, maybe 35. Exhausted, 2 younger kids behind her. "Can I help you?" the woman asked. Suspicious. "I'm Marcus's teacher," Helen said. "Helen Martinez. I wanted to check on him." "He's fine," the woman said, her voice defensive. "He's doing great in class," Helen said. "Very smart, very kind. But I noticed he hasn't been eating lunch." The woman's face crumbled. She started crying. "I'm sorry," she said. "I'm trying. I work 2 jobs, but it's not enough. Rent went up. Daycare costs are killing me. I'm feeding the babies first. Marcus said he's not hungry, said he eats at school, but the school lunch isn't free and I can't afford it right now." Helen's heart broke. "Can I help?" The woman shook her head. "We'll be okay. We always figure it out." "Please," Helen said, "let me do something." The woman hesitated, then nodded. Helen drove to the grocery store, spent $300, her entire week's grocery budget, bought rice, beans, pasta, canned goods, peanut butter, bread, milk, eggs, chicken, vegetables. Everything a family needed. Drove back, carried the bags upstairs. The woman opened the door, saw the groceries, started crying again. "I can't pay you back," she said. "I don't want you to," Helen said. "Just take care of your babies." The woman hugged her. Marcus appeared behind his mother, saw Helen, saw the groceries. His eyes went wide. "Miss Martinez." "Hi, Marcus. You did this for us?" Helen knelt down, met his eyes. "Nobody should go hungry," she said, "especially not a smart, kind boy like you. Promise me you'll eat lunch from now on." Marcus nodded, tears streaming down his face. He hugged her. Tight. "Thank you," he whispered. "You're welcome, baby." Helen kept checking on Marcus's family, brought groceries every month, used her own money, never told anyone. Just did it. Marcus thrived, started eating lunch, started smiling more. His grades improved. By the end of 5th grade, he was top of his class. Helen watched him walk across the stage at graduation, proud, beaming. He found her after, hugged her. "I'm going to make you proud," he said. "You already have," Helen said. 10 years passed. Helen kept teaching, kept helping kids, kept spending her own money on families who needed it. She never married, never had kids of her own. The students were her children, all of them. In 2029, Helen was 88 years old, still teaching, still showing up every day. Her body hurt. Her eyes were bad, but she couldn't stop. One afternoon in May, she was teaching a lesson on fractions. The classroom door opened. The principal walked in with a young man, military uniform, army, dress blues, medals on his chest, tall, strong, familiar somehow. Miss Martinez, the principal said. You have a visitor. Helen looked at the young man. Couldn't place him. Then he smiled, and she knew. Marcus, she whispered. Hi, Miss Martinez, he said, his voice thick with emotion. Helen's hands went to her mouth. Oh my God. Marcus. The students stared, confused, amazed. Marcus walked to her. The classroom went silent. 10 years ago, he said, you bought groceries for my family, spent your own money, fed us when we had nothing. You didn't have to, but you did. Helen's eyes filled with tears. You were hungry, she said. I couldn't let you go hungry. You changed my life, Marcus said. That day when you showed up with those groceries, you showed me something. You showed me that people care, that strangers can be family, that kindness is real. I never forgot that. He pulled out a folder. After 5th grade, I worked hard, got scholarships, went to college, ROTC program, graduated last year, joined the Army. I'm a second lieutenant now. Helen stared at his uniform, the medals, the rank. You did all that? Because you believed in me, Marcus said. Because you saw me when I was invisible. Because you cared when no one else did. He opened the folder, pulled out papers. I'm stationed in Germany next month, but before I go, I needed to do something. He handed her an envelope. What's this? Open it. Helen opened it with shaking hands. Inside, a check. $30,000. Marcus, she whispered. What is this? I can't. Yes, you can, he said. You spent $300 a month on my family for 3 years. That's $10,800. This is that money back, plus interest, plus gratitude. Helen shook her head. I didn't do it for money. I know, Marcus said. That's why you deserve it. But there's more. He pulled out another paper. Official letterhead. I talked to the school board, Marcus said. Told them your story. What you've been doing for 30 years. Spending your own money on students. Helping families. Never asking for recognition. They want to name the new library after you. The Helen Martinez Learning Center. Opening next fall. Helen couldn't breathe. The students started clapping, then cheering. Marcus wiped his eyes. You saved my life, he said. You fed me when I was starving. You showed me that I mattered, that my family mattered. Now I'm going to spend my life serving my country, protecting people, being the kind of person you taught me to be. Helen stood up, hugged him, held him tight like she did when he was 10. I'm so proud of you, she whispered. I'm proud of you, Marcus said. You're the reason I'm here, the reason I'm alive, the reason I believe in good. After school, Marcus and Helen sat in her classroom, just the two of them. Tell me about your mom, Helen said. How is she? She's good, Marcus said. Works one job now. Manages a store. My sisters are in college, both of them. Full scholarships. We made it. Because you gave us a chance. Marcus pulled out his phone. Showed her a photo. His mom. His sisters. All of them together. Smiling, healthy, happy. They wanted me to give you this, he said. He handed her a letter. Helen opened it. Dear Miss Martinez, you saved our family. When we had nothing, you gave us everything. Not just food, hope, dignity, love. You treated us like we mattered when the world treated us like we were invisible. Marcus talks about you all the time. Says you're his hero. You're our hero too. We can never repay what you did. But we can promise you this. We will pay it forward. We will help others the way you helped us. We will teach our children about the teacher who cared. And your legacy will live on through all of us. Thank you for seeing us. Thank you for caring. Thank you for everything. With eternal love, the Santos family. Helen read the letter 3 times, crying the whole time. They didn't have to do this, she said. Yes, we did, Marcus said, because you showed us how. You showed us that one person can change everything, that $300 in a caring heart can save a family. Now we're going to save others. 5 years later, Helen finally retired, 93 years old, 61 years of teaching, thousands of students, hundreds of families helped. The retirement ceremony filled the auditorium. Former students came from across the country, doctors, lawyers, teachers, parents, all of them with stories about how Helen changed their lives. Marcus spoke last, in full dress uniform, now a captain. I was a hungry 10-year-old, he said, ashamed, scared, invisible. Miss Martinez saw me, fed me, believed in me, changed my entire trajectory. He looked at Helen sitting in the front row. Because of her, I serve my country. Because of her, my family thrives. Because of her, I know what love looks like. She taught me that helping people isn't about recognition. It's about seeing someone who needs help and choosing to act. No hesitation, no conditions, just love. The room erupted in applause. Standing ovation. Helen stood, looked at the faces, her students, her children, her legacy. I didn't do it for this, she said, her voice soft but clear. I did it because hungry children shouldn't exist in the richest country in the world. I did it because every child deserves to eat, to learn, to thrive. I did it because a little girl in Korea taught me that kindness travels farther than we know. More applause, more tears. After the ceremony, Helen walked through the new library, the Helen Martinez Learning Center, her name on the wall, photos of her throughout the decades, a plaque that read, dedicated to a teacher who fed bodies and minds for 61 years. Her legacy, every child matters. Marcus walked beside her. This is beautiful, Helen said. You earned it, Marcus said. Every brick, every book, every child who walks through these doors will know your name, will know that one teacher changed thousands of lives by caring. Helen smiled. That little girl in Korea, she said, I gave her one chocolate bar. Never saw her again. Never knew if it mattered. But it taught me something. Small acts of kindness are never small. They ripple forward forever. Marcus nodded. You're my ripple, he said, and I'm going to create more. That's how this works. Here's what Helen learned. You can't save everyone, but you can save someone, and that someone might save someone else. Helen saved Marcus with $300. Marcus saved himself with her example. Now he's saving others through his service. That's the chain. That's the legacy. Your $300, your chocolate bar, your moment of caring. You have no idea what you're planting. No idea who you're saving. No idea how far the ripple goes. So give the chocolate, buy the groceries, see the hungry child. Act. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for recognition. Just act. Because somewhere, right now, a child is hungry, and your choice to help might change everything. Here's my question for you. Who's hungry in your life right now? Who needs $300 worth of groceries? Who needs to be seen? Maybe it's literal hunger. Maybe it's emotional. Either way, feed them. If this story moved you, leave a comment about a teacher who changed your life. Subscribe if you believe in educators who spend their own money on students. Share this story because some kid watching right now is going to school hungry, and they need to know someone cares. We feed the hungry. That's what heroes do. Now go be someone's Helen. Go buy the groceries.